Oh, this song. I'm gonna cry. Fun fact for anybody who back listens to the VOD for this one, this is the so all the Rise of the Moon cast have songs picked for if their character dies. And for Moonfall, it is Quinn asked me to play To Xanarkand, which is this song. Anyway, you should play Final Fantasy X if you've never played Final Fantasy. 10's a good one to start with, and it's pretty accessible. It's a pretty easy turn-based RPG. It does require you to think outside the box with some bosses. Like, it really wants you to, like, think about, like, status effects and stuff. Oh, hey, October Lark! How's your day? Aw, thank you. Yeah, I just finished up work. Right now we're drawing Skyfire, aka Skystar, who is SkyClan's leader in The Longest Night. So I kept the tradition of Skystar is a stinky meanie. But now I made him even more old man. Yeah, he causes so many problems on purpose. Look at his fancy little mustache, though. Kind of love it. Yeah, I use the nifty brushes a lot. I like that they're slightly textured, which I know the G Pen is for Clip Studio, but I think it's a little more textured than Nifty's, and so sometimes when I don't want as much texture, it's good. Yeah, this is my first time drawing a mustache on a cat, so I think it came out pretty well. He's a grandpa, so I really wanted to emphasize, like, this is an old man. Yeah, so in The Longest Night, it's during like eternal winter, right? Because it's during nuclear winter. And so he's the one that is like, guys, we can't be in this cave forever. We eventually need to leave and see what's out there. That was his idea. Thank you. I love his long tail. Yeah, it's supposed to be very reminiscent of like a snake. He's the one that starts all the snake themed naming in SkyClan also, because his daughter's name is Venom Drop. Now for him, I wanted to make him a charcoal Bengal. So let me pull back up my reference. I'm definitely gonna gray up his mustache, probably. pat for Brightfire? Hell yeah. She deserves one. Brightfire is currently in jail. She's being tortured and starved currently in game right now. Yeah, she's a prisoner of war right now, willingly captured. My players have a time limit to save her, so we'll see what happens. She does need a churu. I think she would really like a churu, I'm not gonna lie. Where Kat's like, kitty pet food, but I think you could tempt her with the cheese one. Do I like that? Yeah, it's fine. Oh, I know this music. This is from Final Fantasy XIV. I mean, I know all this music, but this one specifically is Those We Can Yet Save from Final Fantasy XIV. Oh, hey, Ninja. And don't worry, I honestly, I am in a stage of, it'll get done when it's done, when it comes to like season 2 of like Rise of the Moon. Especially because I am starting the season 3 graphics right now. We are in the end game. So, it'll get done when it's done. I have so much to do outside of like working on like the trailers and stuff. Actually, part of why I'm doing all this concept art is so I can get help from other people. So like these are like the reference sheets. Yeah, you have plenty of time. This is also from Final Fantasy XIV. I think this is the Doma area stuff. I'm pretty sure this is Stormblood music. Oh, yeah, with Davinci Resolve, yeah, my dad's was gonna do it while I was at the con, and then he didn't, so he needs to come over, like, this weekend or next. I don't know why he didn't do it while I was at the con. All it did was rain that week, so it's not like he could go outside or do anything. It's fine, though. It'll get fixed, I'm sure. In the back of the ears have spots. Okay. Now we're gonna gray up this old man. And I think he's very close in colors to Windstar, so I might... color edit him. Yeah. Oh, he's not that close. Alright, see you, Ninja. And I do need to kind of give him something that is like, yeah, his name could be Skyfire, so hang on. Oh, thank you, Rowan. He's a mean old man. Yeah, this guy causes so many problems on purpose. This is also Final Fantasy XIV. This is the theme of the Tempest. I hate that I can do that with all these. I'm like, this is the Tempest. For sure. Yeah. Give him a very pink nose. Maybe not that pink. Yeah, so Rise of the Moon is pretty dark right now, but its sequel is not gonna be as dark. I'm like, you guys need a break. I've like tortured all of you. Oh, hang on, I lost my stream because the Huion's being a jerk. There we go. Yeah, sometimes I have one of those like Huion like key dial pads so I can like save my wrist while I'm like drawing. And sometimes it likes to just shift everything off screen for like no reason while I'm working. There we go. Hi, Hopi. Oh, it's just the key dial for tablet. I use a Wacom Cintiq. I'm hoping to get one of those tour boxes for Christmas. I think that'll really save my wrist. We're gonna give this guy some super yellow teeth. He's old. This guy's really over-designed, but it's okay. He's allowed to be. I kind of want to make his whole mustache gray, actually. Yeah, that feels right. He's pretty, yeah, pretty mean. His wife died, and when, like, the StarClan cats come down, she does not come to see him. There he is, mean grandpa. And he looks pretty distinct from Windstar, which is good. I kind of wanted to redo Riverstar. I finished Riverstar. I kind of wanted to redo his tail, but also I would rather get started on other projects, so Riverstar is just gonna stay how it is. Yeah. Oh, this music? Yeah, which one is this from? It's from Final Fantasy 15, which is why I didn't know which one it was from. But yeah, here's Riverstar all finished. So all of them are done. need to write his name next to him. Yeah, so there's Skystar. There's River Star. Shadow Star. Thunder Star. And then Wind Star. And then for Star Clan, they have a founder as well. She has her own reference sheet, though. And her name is Silverpelt. Right, like I want to do a lot more Final Fantasy XIV RP, but I'm like, oh my god, I literally don't have the time right now. It's suffering. So now we're gonna work on City of Roses. Yeah, Silverpelt, everybody's beloved to hate. Okay, there we are. Nifty red line the background for me here. So I'm gonna draw in the red lines real quick so I can get rid of the accidental chromatic aberration that we have going on here. I am working on a map part that is for a map that's like themed on roses. And the map is like positive themed. So, and Rose Star, I wanted to include Rose Star because it's like literally her name, but she's not a very positive character. So this is an AU where the sign for her to become leader is never faked by her sister. And so she grows up a bit happier, actually, and she is taking care of Lost Kit and Black Kit. And in this AU, Lost Kit is renamed Light Kit. Yeah, I really liked your Rose Star drawing. I uploaded all of the art fight art to her toy house. This is another Final Fantasy 14 one. I hate that I can tell. Yeah. This is another theme from The Tempest. Honestly, if you've improved, I mean, I've improved a lot, and so what I plan to do is, I plan to do a draw this again for some characters for Art Fight next year, if you want to do that. Because I'll definitely still be participating then. I'm hoping to also do a couple of human characters next year. Because I drew my Final Fantasy 14 character for, a convention I went to, and people really liked the sticker that I made with her, because there's like a sticker trade where you trade everybody's like OCs and stuff like that, and I don't normally draw people, so I was really glad people liked it. This was the sticker. Her skin came out a lot darker in printing, so I'm definitely gonna lighten that next time I ever go to print this. But yeah, the Master of Final Fantasy 14 songs. I don't want to boot up the game, and like there's like a command you can do in like the chat box to see how much time you've put into the game. But I think for me it's well over 400 hours. It might be 500 something. It's embarrassing. And that's a low number. Let's be very clear. I only started playing during 2020. So, there's people who have been playing for a lot longer than me that have way more time. But yeah, this is my character. Her name is Wyra. I forgot her cape. But it's also red, and red doesn't print well in CMYK, so I guess it's fine. This is her with my favorite, enemy in all of Final Fantasy. His name is Gimme Cat, and he wants your stuff. And if you don't give him his stuff, he'll explode you. And then he'll take your stuff anyway. Yeah, no, Rowan, like that, like, that's a low number, because I haven't been playing that much this year, because I've been doing a lot of, like, stuff for the channel and my D&D game, so I haven't played as much Final Fantasy as I normally do, even. Yeah, Gimme Cat is great. He's my favorite. And they finally put him in Final Fantasy 14, so I was really excited that they did that. That's actually where I was, like, last weekend, and why I was, like, so just tired this week, is I was at a Final Fantasy 14 convention. Oh, the convention was so much fun. I got to meet a bunch of my friends, and it was so nice. Cause like in 14 there's like it's called raiding, where you do a bunch of fights with people, you know, and I finally got to meet my raid team IRL, which was so cool. There we go. Yeah, I totally get not liking being in public. I actually love going to places by myself. So it was super nerve-wracking, but like once I got there, it was so much fun. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are like that, and that's what makes these Final Fantasy meetups so funny, is because Final Fantasy 14 Twitter is and Blue Sky, I'm on the Blue Sky, is very dramatic. People are quick to block people and stuff like that. So you meet someone and they're like the nicest person you met at the con, and then you like look up their handle and you have them blocked. It's the funniest thing ever. And then you're like, oh, well, what did I do that for? And then you unblock them. Yeah, I think I've gotten a lot better at, like, when it comes to, like, my internet persona in my, like, actual self. I'm good at like, I can be me in public now too, but I'm also really much better at setting boundaries now too, which is something I struggle with in both IRL and online. So like, I think that's really what you need to like go to a con. Like, can you set boundaries? Are you okay with like saying hi to people and stuff? Like, conventions like aren't super scary because like literally everyone there is also a nerd, so they're just as terrified to talk as you are, probably, is how I definitely reason it. Like, especially if you, like, respect people's space. Like, you know, like, if a cosplayer completely has the right to say no, that they don't want a picture with you. But most of them are gonna say yes. Like, I've never, like, even if people are, like, waiting in line for something, I go, may I take your picture? And if not now, where else are you gonna be later when you're doing pictures? Like, I saw two of my favorite characters that almost never get cosplayed, though, at this Final Fantasy convention, which made me super, super excited. Admiral Merylwib, Blofuswin, and Raubon Aldin. Yeah, I started actively going to a lot more conventions in 2018 and 2019 when I finished graduate school. And it's so funny because my friends and I'm like, oh my god, we caused the pandemic. Can I talk about the pandemic on YouTube? I don't know. If this video gets flagged, it gets flagged. But, we cosplayed Homestuck in 2019. Like, I said I was never gonna cosplay Homestuck again. I was never gonna do anything with Homestuck again. And I have a Mom Lalonde cosplay that's actually really, really good. I have a full Morse suit and everything. And so I wore it, and I was actually like looking to see if there was a con we could go to like in like January, February, but then I had to move for work. And so I flew back to Ohio. I got situated in my apartment, and then immediately everything closed down. I watched the pilot episode. The action was really good. It was very fast paced. I think if you've not read the comic, you're not gonna get the pilot episode. I really like Rose Lalonde's voice actress, Cherami Leigh, is like a perfect pick for that. I always imagined Dave's voice to be a little deeper than what they did for the pilot. But it's fine. Everybody did a good job. But also, in rewatching the pilot, I was like, wow, yeah, this is not for me anymore. Yeah, I got into it when I was, oh my gosh, I was like a freshman in college. Nifty and I being like the old heads out here. Yeah, high school was not a great mental state for me, and actually neither was college. Most people's college experiences are not like that, but mine wasn't great. Yeah, I think honestly a lot of people like are sold like college is like such like a life-changing experience and stuff like that. But honestly, like I mean it is, but my best part of my life is having once I turn 30 and like I have the money to go and do things and go where I want. Like that's been like the big thing for me. 30s are the new 20s, or whatever they say now. Yeah, if you get sad, blame college. Honestly, that's a good shout. It costs so much money anyways. It'll make you sad to think about it. I paid off all my loans during the pandemic, though. That felt great. Yeah, so instead of taking out like a government loan, so I had a scholarship when I was in undergrad, and then when I went to grad school, if you are a teaching assistant, usually your tuition is paid for. You do have to like pay for like health insurance and stuff like that, but your tuition's paid for. Sometimes the school will pay for your health insurance though. But there was like 2 semesters where I didn't have a TA-ship, so I had to pay out of pocket for tuition, but it was just, grad school is a lot less expensive than undergrad, so it was just enough that I could put it on a credit card, and I ended up paying it off during the pandemic, and it felt so nice. So I don't owe anything for school anymore. Or let me clarify, grad school costs a lot less than undergrad if you're going in state, and also like you're not there for a super long time. Like if I had got, like, I can't feasibly go get my PhD now. That's just way too much money for something that's probably not gonna earn me a lot of money, because my degrees are in anthropology. Honestly, like, a second bachelor's isn't bad though, because like what I'm doing now, like, they keep asking like what's my like financial like schooling, and I'm like, girl, I don't have any. I'm just good at math. Oh no, it's awful when you have a bad class schedule. I had a really bad one my sophomore year of college. The only lab that I could take for chemistry, for organic chemistry, was at 8 a.m. on a Wednesday. So I was like never awake while I was like pouring like sulfuric acid that could kill me. Honestly, for my English classes, I found that they really want like a specific thing. So if you can like figure out exactly how your English teacher wants you to like type, just do that. Even if it's not how you normally do things. No, October, like, that's awful. Aw, Shay, that's good. Honestly, good teachers, like, change everything. Like, I hated chemistry, and then when I had it as my minor, and I had a really good chemistry professor, and that's when I changed it to being my minor, because I was like, this dude rocks, actually. Science rules. Anthropology is really awesome. I will say, as somebody who has 2 degrees in anthropology, I didn't end up doing anything with it, but it was one of the most fun times I've ever had in school. So, there's a lot you can do with it afterwards. That's just not necessarily, like, I would love to run a museum. That's, like, my dream job, actually. Instead now I catch people who launder money. That's my job. And I can't say much more about that because I'm under NDA. Yeah, that I love studying different cultures. My master's thesis ended up being on Japan, specifically Hokkaido. So watching all the stuff about Ghost of Yotei has been like super fun. Hoping I get to go there one day. My brother's going to Japan in November, and I'm like super jealous. I do not recommend anybody get this detailed for a background for a map. But I really wanted to see if I could do a nifty styled background. And this background's stationary, so I was like, yeah, let's try it. I have one other part that's this hyper detailed. I'll probably work on that next stream. Yeah, it's looking really good though, so far. I need to make this rock have thicker line art so it matches this bush. And this bush is gonna have roses on it too. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw one. I'm gonna copy and paste that. Yeah, there's gonna be roses on, like, all the bushes around here, and then there's, like, 2 in the front that I'm gonna have at the start of the part, and they're gonna, like, move back. I'm doing a very fake parallax effect. Yeah, so the idea for this map part is that Rose Star's head and tail are tweened. I kind of want to see if I can do her tail frame by frame though, but I'm already so behind on this map part, I may just tween her tail. But the part that is going to be hard for me is Black Kit, who is the one on the right, reaches up to put a rose in Rose Star's hair, and so I want to animate that. So they're just silhouettes right now too, so I could get the basic kitten shape down, because kittens have completely different anatomy from cats. I'm like, this is a potato. Yeah, potato, black flight. Black Flight is the focus of next week's episode, and I know Black Flight's player is very scared. Yeah, I definitely need to shorten their tails a bit, for this, and I know Black Flight and Lost Heart are both have fluffy tails when they're older, but I know from having a long-haired cat that they have short fur when they're a kitten. So, like, Nami had short fur on her tail. Stop scaring minors. It isn't Halloween yet. Blackflight's not a minor, so apologies to minors I scared with Blackflight having a focus episode, but Blackflight's old. Older, I should say. Not old. I'm old. Halloween, though, I was entertaining the idea of streaming Five Nights at Freddy's, but I don't want to pay Scott Cawthon money. So what I'm going to do is there's a horror game on my PC that I keep saying I will play, and I haven't played it. So on Halloween, I'm going to stream Signalis. We're playing the scary lesbian robot game for Halloween. I am not old. I know. I'm old in internet terms. Let's be very clear. Like, I am in a Warrior Cats Roblox roleplay, and literally everyone's an infant compared to me. I'm like, oh my god, all of you are teenagers. Which is why I have, like, don't DM me, like, turn on, like, unless you ask me. Because I'm like, we really shouldn't be talking or hanging out. Oh no, don't call the 20-year-old a grandpa. No. It's one thing if they act like it. Which is so funny because I will say one of my younger friends is the one that's like, I need to go to bed. I'm like, it's 8 p.m. Calm down. How are you, EP? Speaking of time, though, I'm probably gonna stop at, like, 8:30 just so I can give myself a break, because that's 2 hours, and one of the problems with the screen tablets, like a Cintiq and an iPad, is my back hurts really bad right now. Yeah, Shrimp Shack. It's hard to not shrimp when you have a screen tablet, though. And I have a stand that is, like, up all the way. Yeah, I have a screenless. I use my screenless a lot when I'm doing After Effects because I draw on the masks a lot. Oh, this creepy Final Fantasy music. This is from no, this is from 13. Yeah. It gets less creepy, I promise. There we go. The problem is the longer that you draw with a screen tablet, the harder it is to go back to the screenless tablet. I'm like, dang, I kind of don't remember how. Oh my gosh, why is your D&D team bullying you? Yeah, honestly, October Like if I am also drawing traditionally, which I like to do. I really, really like working with alcohol markers and colored pencils. I immediately shrimp. I actually have a setup so I can like film myself like on my phone, like drawing traditionally. Maybe I'll have to do that sometime. It'll probably just be like for videos and like shorts. I don't plan to like live stream that. Yeah, I have a sketchbook that I've been planning to fill. I have Blue Star in it, but the whole idea is it's headshots of different leaders, whether they're from the canon books or like other people's like fan projects and stuff like that. So I want to do a couple different fan project stuff. I want to specifically do Petal Kit Shadow's Dark Star because I really like her. And then I plan to do Dark Star from my friend Danny's Warrior Cats D&D game, New Moon. who some of you know. Oh, game would be really cool. My favorite leader? I really like Black Star. I like Black Star's Reckoning. I think it's super good. I of course really like Blue Star. She's my OG favorite. I really like Leaf Star also. I think it's incredibly funny that she like goes an entire book thinking leaders can't have kits, it's against the warrior code, and everybody's like, at the end of it, everybody's like, girl, who told you that? And of course, Squirrel Star now is my other fave. But the reason I like Squirrel Flight and Squirrel Paw is because she's a little heathen who causes problems all the time on purpose. And now that she's leader, she's like, I can't cause any problems. I'm like, no! I wanted you to be leader because you start problems. Tall Star is really good as well. Honestly, any of the originals, all of the OGs are really good. Oh, and my problematic pick, my problematic fave, this is the one that would get me yelled at on TikTok. I love Tiger Heart Star. I think he is funny. He is constantly making bad decisions all the time on purpose. He is driving the plot. That is exactly what I want in a Warrior Cats character. They don't necessarily need to be a good leader for me to like them. My favorite thing is, like, RiverClan's so, in a Starless Clan, RiverClan's so mad at him. And he, like, comes into camp and he's, like, he makes a dad joke. He's like, well, if I was gonna take over RiverClan, I would have put your leader stump closer to my leader tree or something, as he gets up on their leader stump, and like nobody laughs, and it's one of my favorite things. Yeah, I would definitely get yelled at for that on TikTok. Everybody's like, Tiger Heart Star's a groomer. I'm like, well, so are actually most of the Warrior Cats ships. You like have age gaps that are made weird by the authors. Let's be clear about that. Crooked Willow is also weird, unfortunately, because he likes her when she's an apprentice and he's a full warrior. So like, these ships would be totally fine if they just didn't have romantic feelings until everybody had their warrior name. Like, nothing would have been a problem. That is like the sole problem behind a lot of these ships. It has nothing to do, like, because like their age gaps honestly aren't huge. It's the timing of when they do the romance. They always do it too soon. Yeah, the TikTok brain rot in the Warriors community is so real. Yeah, like Fern and Ivy, like they have an age gap, but they like don't have any romantic interest until they're both adults, and it's completely fine. And that's also like how Brightfire and Blackflight are treated in Rise of the Moon. They definitely said hi to each other on the border and stuff when Brightfire's 10 moons younger than her. But they didn't get to be friends and then like fall in love with each other until they're adults. So it's fine. And for a problem that's so pervasive in Warrior Cats of the authors always doing this too soon, I think it's really weird to like blame the character. Like, it's wholly a HarperCollins / author problem. Only in very specific cases can you blame the character. Like, for example, Thistleclaw. And also, Blue Star's dad. He's also super hateable. Stormtail, I think his name is. Yeah. But also, that's not just, like, a Warrior Cats problem. Like, with, like, Final Fantasy, when there's, like, bad writing decisions, particularly, like, with the women, it's like, guys, when it becomes a pattern, it's not just the character, it is the writers. Yeah, I don't hold anything against the Thistle prefix for what that man does. One of my favorite NPCs in Rise of the Moon is Thistleflight. That is Tanglethorn's sister. Yeah, honestly, like, I read Warriors now, but I go into it not expecting anything. Like, the lower you can make your expectations, the better, honestly. Like, whenever I've been severely disappointed by something, it's because my expectations were way too high. Like, for example, with the most recent Final Fantasy XIV expansion or Kingdom Hearts 3, very high expectations, was let down. But Warriors, I'm never let down because, I don't expect anything. Like, Hidden Moon's coming out, and I'm like, if we get, like, a good character moment in it for anybody, I will be happy. Like, because I have a feeling nothing's gonna happen in that book. Alright, it's 8:30, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish these vines before I hop off tonight. Honestly, rainbow is a cool prefix. I know some people are like, that's so Mary Sue, but I think it's cool. I think rainbow is a cool prefix. Same with, like, butterfly. Like, honestly, I'm super not really a name purist. The only time it bothers me is when it's, like, something that, like, could be a prefix and a suffix, but it's used as the prefix. Like, if somebody had a blueberry paw, well, blueberry works as a warrior cat's name. So, like, that's the only time when it bothers me. But, like, otherwise, I'm not really a name purist. Like, I genuinely don't care. Thistlepelt, yeah, make Thistlepelt your avatar. I use Shanstar a lot as like my mascot, so to speak, but she really wouldn't be my, like, fursona. I really need to make one for, like, Art Fight next year. My fursona would probably be, like, pink. Pink and purple. But in terms of, like, who I consider Rise of the Moon's mascot, like, in terms of, like, who I plaster on everything, is Brightfire. I hate doing that because she's a GMPC and she shouldn't be the focus, but I feel like because she's like my OC, I'm like, that's the one people are gonna associate with me. I always try and make sure everybody has their own main character moment, whether that's Tanglethorn, Blackflight, Moonfall, Slate Watcher. Slate Watcher's very hard to give a main character moment because, like, when it comes to characters, she's very self-actualized and is always very rational, so, like, I'm trying to get her to freak out, and she, like, just acts, she's like, okay, yeah, and she, like, calmly comes up with a plan. I'm like, okay. Yeah, redesign Rainbow Star. Honestly, we should all... Maybe I'll do that for, like, a stream or something. Like, we can all just redesign old OCs. I remember my first Warrior Cats OC, I really liked Morning Flower's name. So, my first Warrior Cats OC was named Evening Storm, was her name. Yeah, honestly, the more I can stress out my players, the better, because it leads to some really good character moments, but I can't seem to stress out Slate Watcher. She's got me bamboozled. Yeah, Shay, I feel that. I've really been, ever since getting back from the Final Fantasy XIV convention, I've been like, wow, I really want to play Final Fantasy. And so now, like, I have my Final Fantasy XIV OC on the brain, and I'm like, wow, I just want to do stuff with Wyra and Murala. I'm like, I really need my brain to, like, be able to focus on two things at once. Okay, those thorny vines are done. I'm probably gonna clean up the bottom. I'm just gonna cover them with roses, who cares? I will probably resume work on this part next time I stream, because I need to thicken the liner on the rock. And add in the rest of the background. But it's coming together. It's coming together. Alright, yeah, bye Shay, bye October, bye Rowan. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you guys next time I stream, maybe. Alright, everybody have a good night. Aw, thank you. Yeah, this is definitely turning out how I want it to look.